What's going on, everybody? So the PTS is completely done, right? They're about to launch everything in TU 20 on February 6th, but so many players, so many people who went and tried out the PTS did not show this major important part that basically the game was already pre-broken before we ever got to play it, or we're ever going to get to play it. And I can show you what I'm talking about right here with the Aegis. So if you look right here on the Trello board, when we all found out about Aegis, it literally states enemies targeting your decoy also count towards the stoic for the Aegis. Now this works the same in PvP as well as PvE, where X right here, as you can see, is the number of agents in your group. So this is also multiplied by this. If your decoy, or you drop a decoy or a skill, it counts towards that right there to get the stoic. So in short, if you have, say, a DZ server and there's 12 people per server, 4 of your guys count towards that, and then you also count in the enemy team and their decoys. Like I said, and I wasn't sure on my math, now that I've got it all right here in front of me, that's by a times factor of 8, because you have 4 enemies and then their decoys, and then if I did another 4 and their decoys, well, there's another 8, so that's 16. So that's a 1.6 with the 1, so it's a 2.6 ratio. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you right now that nobody saw that, but that's the biggest thing. In the prior, I should say, TU that we had before, the developers took away the ability for your adrenaline rush to kick in and get you, say, that extra blue armor off of decoys. They took that away, but then they give us this back right here, which is going to work for decoys in PvP. Do you see where I'm going with this? That was already pre-broken, and nobody said, well, hey, what about this right here? Everybody's more worried about the damages and don't realize that I'm going to get more ability for you to stop doing damage to me, that you're about to ask them to nerf a talent. And don't get me wrong, it rightfully needs a nerf because of how much it's offering, but you're going to nerf everybody into the ground by doing so, and you don't realize that people are going to have this much survivability. Now, that was prior, and nobody mentioned it, and I did. In my video right here, I mentioned that. And again, y'all don't listen to me. You don't believe me. I'm trying to guide you. Again, I'm leading you as a horse to water, but you're not drinking. And I don't know if it's just because you don't like me or something that has happened in the past or whatever. I'm trying to give you guys the proper information and wise you up to this stuff before it even comes out. But you don't want to listen to me. I'm trying my hardest to get you guys to see this shit. Right now, honest to God, I think PvP, even as much as I love to PvP, and PvP is the end game. No matter what anybody says, PvP is the end game of this game. If you're just here to play PvE, don't get me wrong, I get it. You don't like to do PvP and things like that, but this is not where it's at. That's why this is Project Resolve. It's to resolve issues to make PvP more playable, but they leave that stuff right there alone. And they don't even catch it ahead of time because they're asking the player base to do the testing and not an actual game tester. And I think that is the major problem with this game, is we don't have real game testers. Just people who want to get views or likes on their videos just to bring out this information because they're more about the views than the actual information. And it's hurting the game. It truly is.